Do you ever look up at the stars and wonder if there's life out there? Well, according to one study, there could be as many as 15,785 alien civilizations in our galaxy alone. And while that may seem like a lot, researchers believe that less than 1% of those civilizations would be hostile towards humans. So what does that mean for us? In this video, we'll take a look at the possibility of encountering a hostile alien civilization and what we should do if we ever find ourselves in that situation. There's no denying that the universe is a big place. In fact, it's so big that it's almost impossible to wrap our minds around it. And within this vast expanse of space, there are billions upon billions of stars and planets. It's estimated that there are more stars in the universe than there are grains of sand on all the beaches on Earth. With all of these stars and planets, it's not unreasonable to think that some of them might support life. In fact, many scientists believe that aliens might be out there right now, living on planets just like our own. The Milky Way galaxy alone is thought to contain billions of habitable worlds, according to a study published in the Astrophysical Journal. And on some of these planets, there might be intelligent alien civilizations that have developed technology far beyond our own. Some scientists believe that we've already been visited by aliens. Others think that it's only a matter of time before we make contact with an extraterrestrial civilization. But there is one group of people who believe that any contact with aliens would be disastrous for humanity. They believe that aliens might be hostile and that they could pose a serious threat to our way of life. The Kardashev scale is a way of classifying civilizations based on their level of technological development. It was first proposed by Soviet astronomer Nikolai Kardashev in 1964. There are three main categories on the Kardashev scale: Type 1, 2, and 3. A Type 1 civilization is one that mastered energy production at the planetary level. This could be done through solar power, nuclear power, or other means. A Type 2 civilization is one that's mastered energy production at a stellar level. This would involve harnessing the power of a star, such as our sun. And a Type 3 civilization is one that's mastered energy production at a galactic level. This would involve harnessing the power of an entire galaxy. Using the Kardashev scale, it's possible to estimate how many civilizations might exist in our galaxy. In a paper published in the Astrophysical Journal, Spanish astrophysicist Javier Caballero estimated that there could be thousands of alien civilizations in the Milky Way. This means that for every human on Earth, there could be thousands of aliens out there. Of course, this is just an estimate. We don't know for sure how many alien civilizations exist in our galaxy. But the fact that there could be so many is both amazing and slightly unsettling. The odds of humans coming into contact with a hostile alien civilization are very slim. In the 2012 paper, researchers predicted that as many as 15,785 alien civilizations could theoretically share the galaxy with humans. However, around 4 of those civilizations would be hostile towards humans, considering factors like harnessing enormous amounts of energy and the ability for interstellar travel. The probability that humans might contact one of these malicious civilizations is vanishingly small. Though Caballero's study poses an interesting thought experiment, the author admits his model has limitations. The invasion probability is based on a very narrow slice of human history, and it makes many assumptions about the future development of our species. The model also presumes that alien intelligence will have brain compositions, values, and senses of empathy similar to those of humans, which may simply not be the case. Therefore, it's unlikely that humans will come into contact with a hostile alien civilization in the near future. Even if a civilization like that exists in our galaxy, the Milky Way, the vast distances between stars would make it very difficult, if not impossible, for them to reach us. In addition, such a civilization would need a significant amount of resources in order to fund an invasion of our planet. If humans were to come into contact with a hostile alien civilization, it's highly likely that they would be immediately attacked and possibly even enslaved. This is because, as far as we know, there's no reason for a more advanced civilization to show mercy to a less advanced one. In fact, history has shown that oftentimes the more advanced civilization will take advantage of the less advanced one, either for resources or for labor. However, this is all just speculation, and we will not really know what would happen until it actually happens. There's no foolproof way to prevent an encounter with a hostile alien civilization, but there are some precautionary measures that can be taken. For one, it's important to avoid sending out signals that could be interpreted as a sign of intelligent life. Additionally, any spacecraft that is sent out should be equipped with defensive capabilities in case it comes into contact with a hostile alien civilization. Finally, it's important to have a plan in place for what to do if humans do make contact with a hostile alien civilization. This plan should include contingencies for evacuation and defense. By taking these precautions, the chances of an encounter with a hostile alien civilization can be greatly reduced. As unlikely as it may be, there's always the possibility that humans could encounter a hostile alien civilization. If this were to happen, it's important to remember that any actions taken should be done so with caution. It's possible that the aliens may be misunderstanding our intentions, or we may misunderstand theirs. Therefore, it's important to first try and establish communication in order to determine each other's motives. If it does become clear that aliens are indeed hostile, then humans should take whatever steps are necessary to ensure their safety, even if that means retreating and avoiding contact altogether. The last thing anyone would want is for a conflict to arise between two civilizations, especially when one is clearly at a disadvantage. Some possible outcomes of an encounter with a hostile alien civilization could include being captured and experimented on, enslaved, or even killed. It's also possible that the aliens might try to communicate with us, but if their intentions are malicious, they could use this as an opportunity to learn more about us in order to better prepare for an attack. If we're able to establish communication with them, we could potentially negotiate a peace treaty or some other agreement. However, it's also possible that the aliens might simply be too different from us to understand one another, in which case hostilities may ensue. So this raises the question, how can humanity prepare for a hostile alien encounter? Caballero's study provides one possible answer: by becoming an interstellar civilization ourselves. If we're able to colonize other planets and establish a presence in the Milky Way, we'll be better equipped to defend ourselves against any potential threats. And even if the odds of being invaded are very low, it's always better to be safe than sorry. There are other steps we can take as well. For example, we could make sure that any messages we send out into space are carefully crafted to give aliens the best possible impression of who we are. We could also try to build international agreements or treaties that would ensure that all nations would work together in the future. In conclusion, while the odds of encountering a hostile alien civilization are very low, it's still important to be prepared. By taking some simple precautions and being aware of the potential risks, we can make sure that we are ready for anything. So let's keep our eyes and our minds open to the possibility that we might not be alone in the universe after all. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more videos like this. Thank you for watching.